we're going to take a look today at the Frostpunk 2 beta. So this is not the full Frostpunk 2 game. That doesn't release until July 25th, 2024. If you pre-purchase the Frostpunk 2 Deluxe Edition, very expensive, you get access to this beta. Frostpunk 2, this is Utopia Builder Preview. It's going to give you a taster of what the game is like. Now, if you haven't played Frostpunk before, it's like an apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic whiteout. Everywhere is covered in snow. Everything is ice cold. And trying to find resources and survive is incredibly difficult. The Frostpunk 1 was hard. I suspect already this is going to be a lot harder. It just looks so desolate. There's hardly anything out here. Our coal stockpiles are nearly depleted. We have to colonize the Frostland. But first we located some coal deposits in rough terrain around the city. We must send frost-breaking crews to access them. There are things like this, old way stations that you can get access to. We also have iron ore. Over here we have some frozen forest, 90,000 units of wood, and we have some shallow coal deposits here. There may be some deeper in the mountains that I don't know about. There's some fertile ground that's going to help us sort of get more food. So a new mechanic is this frost break, where basically previously you literally had to trudge out in the snow and try and set up a new base. It was incredibly hard. Lots of people died just because it was too cold to get from there to there. Now we have Frostbreak. It's like, imagine if you will, the city pays taxes and then I use those taxes to pay people to break through the snow and flatten it out and expand in a particular direction. That's not exactly how it works, but that's how I sort of interpret it. Now I was thinking if we could push this way, we might be able to get to the double shallow coal deposits, but I don't know for sure. When we hit this button, Frostbreak, we have to fill up that circle. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, so there's 8 hex squares that we can move, and we have to do 8. I don't think you can do less than 8. At least I haven't figured out how you can do less than 8. So 8 is more than enough to get there. We probably only need 3 or 4 maximum to go that way. 8 might not be enough to go that way, but I'm tempted to go that way because it unlocks the fertile land, which I want access to. I'm just going to turn that off again, try and figure out where the fertile land was. This is fertile ground here. We've already got access to the fertile ground, technically. So let's see if I can get up all the way up there. Looks like I can, actually. That's pretty cool. I'm sure there was some logic in our forefathers building the city on the summit of Mount Everest. Yeah. It does pose a couple of questions, doesn't it? Not 100% sure if we can reach it from there. I think we're bloody close to it. Boom. Okay, I think we're on it. So that takes a bit of time. So whilst that's sort of ticking over and the snow is being... There you go. There's the thing. That's the Frostbreaker. Sorry, no, what's it called? Yeah, the Frostbreaker. But these are the Frostbreaker machines that we use to do this. I thought it was people doing it, but it's not. We've obviously got machines to do it now. So I've got 2 jobs up here I've got to do. Okay, we've done the first one. Now I've got to construct an extraction district on a coal deposit. Obviously in this game, one of the focal points that they're bringing in, one of the key focal point is people and their desire to help shape their future. I'm hoping it doesn't turn into some sort of political mire pit. But I mean, it may do, as long as it's sort of within context. I'll be fine with that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how you balance these 2 people. If I just pause a second here and show you, down in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the foragers. Their beliefs and desires for the future are slightly different to the machinists. Obviously, they want to mechanize everything, whereas these guys want to sort of simplify everything and do it themselves. And you're going to get friction between the two, but I'm sure we can figure it out one way or another. It's just really, really intriguing, really difficult, really challenging. There's no hard and fast rule here. It's all about sort of figuring it out and feeling your way through, I feel. It looks nice though, it looks really good. I seem to remember I could zoom in closer in Frostpunk so that I could see the individual people, but it seems like individual people don't exist in this game anymore. Good, we secured a new source of coal for the generator, but now we need shelter. Without it, people will still freeze to death, regardless how hot the generator runs. The closer to the generator or other shelter, the better. We cannot afford to lose more heat than we have to. It does look very pretty. And one thing I read earlier, which was probably popped up somewhere but I missed it, is that each of these districts, so to speak, can only be so big. So the heat from this generator only stretches so far. So you will have to create new ones periodically as you grow and expand, which is quite interesting. I don't know how far out there we can go. I'm guessing it's sort of like the first one. We're going to be restricted to just this area, but you never know. You never know quite what they're planning for this one, I guess. I'll be surprised if I can last the full 300 weeks. Because everything's against us, basically. So I've got to construct 2 housing districts, not paying attention. Let's get a second housing district. So where can I put this blasted thing? Oh, every time I click on that, it pauses. Okay, so that's... So the expansion is done. I have to put it here. There's nowhere else it will let me put it. Like, oh, hang on. No, yeah, it's definitely got to go there. For whatever reason, that's where it's going to go. So we've got 2 sides of this square. We've got survival progress. We will build machines to carve our place in ice. We will improve ourselves with technology. We will rip resources from the frozen earth to sustain everyone. We will bend nature to our will and we will thrive. Okay, so that's an extreme viewpoint there. What's the other one? Fighting against the cold is futile. We will not give in to the hubris of machines. The frost makes steel brittle. We will adapt, even if it means sacrifices. So these guys are like wanting us to adapt to the cold conditions and learn how to live with it. And these guys are like, basically, we will tame Mother Nature. The forager's idea is to create a dust coal mine. Requires an extraction district with a coal deposit. Mining operation where residue coal dust is sucked up and compressed into briquettes to make maximum use of resources. That actually makes quite a lot of sense. Disease is slightly increased and 20 material demand. So it's going to cost us an extra 20 in materials, but we'll get an extra 150 coal output. So that's not bad. So does that boost warmth? Difficult to tell who's warm and who's cold. Living space available to your citizens increases cold when lacking. Right. But we have got housing, right? Yes. We have 14 more than we need. So, I mean, maybe it's a good idea to put another housing district in now. Sort of get ahead of the curve, so to speak. Again, try and keep it close to everything else so that we get that warmth bonus. So we've got plenty of housing now. So that would give us 30,000 coal stockpile capacity and 30,000 oil. So I think we're going to have to put a fuel depot up here once this expands. Oh, I can do it already, look. Okay, I'm going to do that because they did sort of say we're going to run out of places to put coal and then we'll waste it. We certainly don't want that. Ah, there we go. Okay. First council session. People cheer as the gates of the council open. It feels like a piece of the world lost to the frost has been regained. The people are hopeful to have their voices heard, while the machinist and foragers clash about our survival strategy, neither has a firm stance on economic or social issues. However, many in their ranks do, though they keep to the shadows for now. To pass any law in the council, you will need the majority of delegates to support it. Open the session. So we have three options: survival, economy, and society. So if I click on society, we appear to have three subsections: care, family, and crime. Mass-produced goods. Goods production efficiency is significantly increased. Goods demand capacity is marginally decreased. We could go for that one, actually, because the one thing we are struggling with is the number of goods. So I'm going to go with this. Oh, I have to pick one? Oh, I see. So the people are divided, and the people are divided on both. There's not going to be an easy win either way, but in order to overcome scarcity, we will organise our production lines to increase goods production. I think we're going to go for that one. Bomb. Pose. 4, 38, hesitant 37 against 25. At the moment, I am tolerated, so I have an option here to pressure the hesitant delegates, which will sway them towards supporting the law. The more trusted you are, the more effective this will be. Hesitant delegates will be more likely to vote for the law, but relations within all communities will worsen, so I don't want to pressure people. So at the moment we have... Well, at the moment we potentially have enough people to vote on it, but maybe we negotiate, see what happens. Negotiations, let's have a look-see here. Not all laws you propose will have widespread support. You can negotiate to have a better chance of a vote passing. After choosing a group to negotiate with, you can choose what to promise them in exchange for voting along with your proposal. Okay. That includes actions such as enacting a law that they desire, building or destroying a special building, or using an action toward a particular community or faction. Oh, okay. Making a promise in negotiations will make all hesitant delegates in chosen community vote for the proposed law. That's interesting. Additionally, some delegates who are against the law will also switch sides. Okay. The same logic applies if you want them to vote against the law. Factions are more monolithic and will not engage in negotiations about laws that are against their worldviews. Okay, so bit of a gamble. Negotiate with... I can negotiate with the machinists or the foragers. It's pretty close. Let me just think about this a second. I want to convince those who are against it to vote for it. So I assume I need to negotiate with the foragers and try and encourage them to what I want them to do. And I want them to vote for. Okay, I want them to vote for, and what I will do in return is what? Fund projects beneficial to their community. The larger their population, the more heat stamps required to fund them. Expedition support. Exploration time is decreased. Everyone must aid expeditions by helping them prepare for their journeys. Worker shifts. So, weather-adjusted shifts. To protect worker health, workplaces must adapt working hours to the weather conditions. Heat demand is slightly decreased. Disease is slightly decreased, and resource production efficiency is slightly decreased. I'm quite happy with that, because that helps us with the disease issue that we created earlier. I got it right. Fantastic. That's very good. You enjoy how I'm being comprehensive about going over stuff and giving my thoughts about it. Well, thank you. It's very interesting. The look of this game so far is great. You're enjoying some of the differences, like a council vote rather than an autocratic only your voice matters with the laws. Yes, I think that's quite good. It definitely adds a new element to proceedings. We were just thinking that as well. You only hope they don't make it too complicated, but it seems interesting so far. Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of a learning curve, but it's not too bad. I mean, this seems to be quite straightforward. I'm going to go with worker shifts, because I actually agree with them. I think, you know, in these terrible conditions... Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's much better. In terrible conditions, I think we want less people to be ill, so let's vote. I'm ready to vote. 75-4. We're required 51. We're getting a round of applause.
The delegates have spoken.
The law has been passed. That's kind of cool. Just the fact that we're all clapping and... I mean, that gave me a real feel-good vibe right there. That felt kind of real. I like that. Standing ovation almost. Promise to foragers kept. The foragers are delighted you kept your word. They now look upon your rule more positively and consider you a leader with integrity. Good. Because you kept your promise to research weather-adjusted shifts, relations with foragers has improved and trust has risen. Okay. New law. So, society. Oh, there's a new one popped up. Rule. There's nothing there. They're all locked. Okay, so let's go society, childhood, mandatory school. I think that's a good idea. Can I go back, I wonder? Can I say I'm not doing any of that and go back? I can. Let's have a look and see what the foragers say. They also want to vote the next law. They want to get rid of the sawmill. They're just polar opposites of each other, aren't they? What a nightmare. Everyone must aid expeditions by helping them prepare for their journeys. That actually seems far more reasonable. Go for that. I'm going to vote. Hopefully 57-4. We needed 51, so we've got that. Okay, cool.
The proposed law has been approved.
There is more tactics in expanding than before. Before you had more freedom to move in the town and place almost anything anywhere. You hope it isn't going to be too limiting and forcing you to play a certain way every time. We'll have to play a map again in a totally different way. Yes. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure I like the painting mechanism, but it still feels pretty in-depth and pretty difficult. Childhood law has been regulated. You kept your promise and evaded unnecessary chaos in the city. Hopefully we'll have less grief as well. The outsiders, this is going to be the next problem. Stuart, it seems some of our citizens are profiteering from outsiders trying to get into the city. We caught smugglers with a freezing and disoriented group of people. When warmed, fed and questioned, they spoke of the grim reputation our city has amongst the survivors in the area. It's the only generator there is, but we've heard stories of what some of the guides do to people trying to get in. After what happened to us, the rumours seem true. Should we do something about it? Yeah, we're going to set rules for entry. I think that's a good idea. Tension is located at the very middle of the bottom of the screen. It's betrayed by an orb that can fill with black liquid. I see. This thing. As tension rises throughout the city, tension shows you how agitated and anxious people in the city are. Tension rises if other problems like cold, hunger, disease, squalor or crime are high. Right, so, okay. So what are we looking at in terms of tension? Oh, yeah. Okay. I need to somehow get more food in. But we're lacking workforce. Well, we've got a surplus of houses. I have to grant it that. I mean, there's an awful lot going on and my brain is being pulled in multiple different directions at the moment. We're struggling, admittedly, but I think 21 more people sick and unable to work. Provides the warmth the city and its people need to operate. Increases cold when lacking. Lower temperatures increase heat demand. The generator converts fuel such as coal to heat. Consider upgrading it to tap different sources. Okay, so how do I upgrade it? Oh, I see. I lack 21 workforce to build it and 54 heat stamps to build it. It's getting worse. So we're losing people now. Now you know what you're missing, the temperature overview. Oh yeah, I remember that. The problem, what the colour buildings are. Yes. Although it doesn't feel like it works the same way as before, it's just cumulative. Almost. Due to hunger, some of our people have starved to death. 91 people starved to death in the city. This is what's killing us at the moment. Starvation, yeah. Well, I'm desperately trying to do something about it, but I'm in a position now where I can't build any districts because we don't have enough income. All I can do is potentially put 2 buildings in the food slot that we've got. If people are dying, surely the amount of food that we're producing has got to go up. I know that's not exactly the right way to look at it, but... it's just crazy. Ah, food districts. Right. Oh, this could save our lives. This could. Can I... So I could put it over here where this is already... Yeah, why won't it let me put it there? That's not letting me put the food district down, but it's not saying why it won't let me do it. So I could put it here. But I can't put it here. Huh. Or there. I was wondering whether or not I should try and... Heat stamps. Oh god, we haven't got many heat stamps. Don't think we quite got to it. Iceblood's protest demand. A couple of Iceblood's representatives discuss the matter with you and your advisors. You need to repeal mandatory school. Do this and we are done, for now at least. So that'll give us some fertile land. I can get more food production up there. I'm not sure why these guys are still protesting. Promise to the Icebloods has been kept, right, good. The city grows. Oh, good. Stuart, a new count has revealed significant growth in our population in recent weeks. Some attribute the rise to an influx of settlers from the Frostland, others to bursts outnumbering deaths. Whatever the cause, we have justified our calculations of the city's need to reflect the new numbers. 1,511 more people in the city. Perfect. We've still got plenty of shelter. The protest has ended, and now, look at that! Now we've got 220 surplus food. What a change. What a change that is. What we used to do before was we had like 4 tiers, and we had like alternative extra heat sources that we could place. That all seems to be missing. And as such, I'm not quite so sure how I fix it. So a lot of people are getting sick, which is not good. I need something in here like the hospital. Right, I'm going to say we're going to increase by 60%, by 1,000 people in 60 weeks, which may not be a possibility. It's starting to come together. I'm starting to understand how everything's interrelated. Disease weakens our workforce. Absentee. Steward, the poor conditions in the city takes its toll on our people. Disease spreads. Some are so sick they're unable to work. If this continues, it will endanger our ability to sustain the city, as our workforce will be decimated. We must act. Ensure there's enough heat, shelter and food, or consider developing other ideas. Yeah, I am trying to do that. 118 people froze to death in the city. Do not understand how I'm going to make things warmer. Don't have enough people to expand or anything. Population's actually grown from the very beginning, but obviously we must have lost a lot of people due to the cold. It has been very cold, but it's going to warm up soon. I'm not quite sure whereabouts in this line we are. It should warm up considerably very soon. The buildings are not working. Any news over here? What's this? Oh, that's the expedition team. Heading towards the plains, okay. So the mechanized sawmill, that's using a lot. So if I just turn that off... I didn't think of doing this earlier. Generator converts fuel such as coal to heat. Consider upgrading it to tap different sources and produce more. Where's the... Right, contagion prevention. No. Expedition support. I've already done this though, haven't I? Done that one. So let's do contagion prevention then. Disease is significantly decreased and shelter availability per capita is slightly increased. Support quarantine. Let's do that. Let's just hope I can push it through. Most people are hesitant on this, but there's 38 foragers who will work with me. I will fund projects for them. Let's do that. Let's vote that through. Let's get the sick people under control. Then we build a hospital. Maybe we can turn this around.
Has been approved.
In the first game, they didn't do that either. You chose an option and it displayed it. You had to keep to the deadline if you wanted. No reminders or anything, and once chosen, the option was final. No take backs or changing your mind. Not impossible, just takes a bit of planning, also known as play it 9,786 times to get it just right. Yeah. Feels a little bit like that. Kryptoniano! That's a tricky one to say. Did I say that correctly? Kryptoniano has subscribed. Thank you for the sub. Apologies if I got your name wrong. You're throwing some tricky ones at me today. Okay, I like this one. So who's this? This is the technocrats. Well, I'm a bit worried about them, but okay. The technocrats say doctors should always look to develop and put into practice cutting-edge pioneering treatments. The disease is marginally decreased, research speed is marginally increased, and it unlocks the conduct medical trial ability. I'm very tempted to go with that, but... What? I didn't pick this. Did someone pick this for me? Oh, it's because I gave them a mandate. I gave them a mandate, so now they get to pick what we're voting on. And 51% of people are in favour of it. Okay.
The ayes have it.
That law has passed. Relations with them are still neutral. That's a bit disappointing. I thought that might have boosted it up to favourable. So now we're going to pass durable goods. So that will come back into play in 9 weeks. We've got 24 weeks. 210 people have frozen to death in the city. We are not making enough heat. I was thinking when I researched something earlier... Ah, here, worker shifts. So if I come in here and look under machinists... So, there you go, machine adjusted shifts. There we go. Develop idea. That's where it is. You promised to be a cool dude and kept it. Yeah. Cool, calm and collected. That's me, alright. Right, okay, I finally figured out where that is. I've got 3 weeks left. That's probably not going to be enough time, is it? No. Nuggets! Just took me too long to figure out where that was. And now I haven't got enough time. Is there any way of speeding it up? Okay, that was a bug. Because it was, the red thing was that side and it said active. That's why I clicked on it. Rush researchers, 50% research speed. Current research will finish rapidly. 1 week and 5 days. Oh, we might just do it. We might just squeeze that in, and then that will improve the relationship with the machinists. I mean, it's a bit late now because they've all left and joined the technocrats, but you know, it's all about learning, isn't it? Right, if I can improve my relationship with these guys, they'll disperse. So let's just see if I can. Make a promise is dangerous because once you click to make a promise, you can't then go back on it. Right, I think this is operational. So, 22 weeks and 1 day left. Oh man, it's going to be freezing before then. Please let me get the coal in place. Oh no, I need 7 more heat stamps. It's not going to happen anytime soon, is it? 201 people have frozen to death in the city. Outstanding. That's due to you guys, I'll have you know. It's a tough old game. It's a tough old game. I don't quite understand it all yet. Adele Snow, age 10, pupil, observing the skies. A petrel. I'm sure it was a petrel. Whatever the hell that is. Anadoni can laugh all he wants. He's a stupid killjoy and I don't want him in my club. Many birds visit our city, but petrels are seabirds. This means that not all of the sea is frozen. Does it? If it liked our city, maybe it will come back. I hope to see the sea someday. The city has made steps towards adaptation cornerstone. Okay. Dead automation. This snowcrawler was separated from the main expedition up north by the blizzard and ran out of fuel. Some of the people trapped in it are still inside, frozen solid. We'll give them a proper burial. It was transporting a bunch of generator spares That's what happens when we've been streaming for 4 hours. 4 hours! Man, that time has blown past. It was transporting a bunch of generator spare parts, and its shipping list have a proper destination, Winterhome. Take the resources. That's 5 cores heading back to the city. That's nice. What's this? While scavenging a deserted campsite, we came across a well-preserved diary. A quick skim revealed the author's catalogue of her husband's mental decline since the discovery of Black Fountain, likely an oil seep. Their people had begun increasing their dependence on the substance, and we were looking for its potential medicinal properties. Weird. He was fiercely opposed, and from the sound of it, his opposition wasn't well received. She wrote of a region similar to the one southwest of here, the Sea of Ice. How many things is that going to cost? 10. We can do it. Oh my gosh. We may actually find the oil before we die. Before we run out of time. Depends how cold. Oh god. Promise the technocrats broken. The technocrats are furious that you broke your word. What did I... Use grant agenda on technocrats. I don't think I blocked it, did I? They just didn't activate it. That's hardly my fault. Right. Put a workforce building in there. That'll increase the number of people we've got, and then maybe I can reopen this coal thing, and then you never know. Right at the very end of this stream, we've got 9 weeks left. I might have enough heat, enough food, enough resources. The only thing we never actually managed to figure out was goods. It's the only thing that I'm still useless at. We have 3 weeks remaining. What on earth is that noise? Is that the warning for a whiteout? Okay, so we're going to go to overdrive. Yeah, we're going to lose a lot of people. I don't necessarily know if you can actually get enough warmth to keep people alive during a whiteout or not. Maybe you're always going to lose some people. I don't think we have enough people for that now. But we do have surplus of food. We have just enough materials. We have enough shelter. So, I mean, and it's week 300. We've done it. We've made it all the way to week 300. That's quite surprising. We're just about to build our first block of flats, effectively. That's this thing. Massive, great big housing block. And that's us done. Frostpunk 2. Who knows what the future holds, but for now, it is time, Steward. You have reached the end of the Utopia Builder preview time limit. We encourage you to dive back into the snowy wastes of the Frostland, as the preview holds 2 different endings depending on your playthrough and the decisions you make. Get ready for more exploration, management, factions, and dramatic choices to be made once the game releases on July 25th, 2024. Thank you for playing. Thank you very much. That was good. Guys, let me know your thoughts on that. What do you think of the game overall? From what you've seen, I know this is just a beta and it doesn't represent the full game. Is it good? Is it heading in the right direction? It's very different from my perspective. And the thing is, it's difficult to... When something is different, it's difficult to say whether it's better or worse. I don't think it's better or worse, it's just different. While still feeling slightly the same. I think it's got a lot of potential. Thank you guys, thank you Dirk, thank you Darren. Yeah, living somewhere where it dips down to below minus 41 degrees C, yeah, it probably is the cold that's going to get them first, that's a good point. The district building looks nice. You think it's a clever evolution of the first game? Yeah, I think that's a fair analysis. Following the story without being a clone of the first, gameplay choices that match the narrative. Yeah, and this of course is not the storyline at all. This has, I think they made quite a strong point to make it clear that this is in no way anything to do with the storyline. But the campaign this is nothing to do with the campaign, so to speak. Thank you for playing. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you very much for watching and commenting, guys. I really do genuinely appreciate your time. You think the game needs some quality of life polish on several things, but you personally like the new direction. The first game was annoying for you, being stuck building in a radial pattern. Yeah, I'm glad they've kind of stepped out of that. Yeah. Dealing with predator vision, heat stuff as the main conflict. I enjoy that in this conflict revolves around the factions and the dealing with them whilst trying to keep everyone alive. It definitely adds to the challenge, let's say. Dirk says, what I want to see that will truly influence your perception is player agency and the depth of the story. Yeah, that's going to be key. This is a game that I just pour a drink and watch stuff happen and enjoy whatever story unfolds. Yeah, it's a nice way to play. And you want dark mode too? Yeah. Oh, I meant to have a look. I completely forgot. Let me just see if there is a dark mode. I was running everything on medium high today, by the way, guys. I meant to tell you that as well. So many things I meant to do. Yeah, it doesn't look like there is a dark UI option, but I think that's a really fair and valid criticism, and hopefully if any of the devs happen to be watching this, then hopefully they'll pick up on that and add that to the dev list for release date. They've got a long time between now and release. There's the survey there. Please take a couple of minutes to fill out a survey about your experiences with the Utopia Builder preview. It will help us improve the game. What I'll do, guys, is I'll fill out this survey and I'll put all of your thoughts and feedback in there, and then hopefully they'll pick up on it and pick some extra boxes for you guys. It's been awesome. It really doesn't feel like I've been playing for 4 hours. I'm quite shocked at that. It's almost nitpick territory, but for the love of my eyes, please. No, I agree with you, Dirk. I'm in a highly lit room. If I wasn't, that would have been burning my eyeballs out. So I totally agree with you. I really do. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure to showcase this game for you. And hopefully I'll see you again another time, another day, another game, perhaps. But thank you for coming and commenting and watching. It's been great. Until next time, take good care of yourselves. Keep yourself warm. And I'll see you again soon. Take care. Goodbye for now.